Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. How often do you imagine about what will Indonesia be like in the future? Well, I often imagine it myself. I often imagine the state of this country in the hands of my generation. I often imagine about a situation where poverty has been eradicated and all children in this country get a proper education. I also often see news about the extraordinary achievements of the younger generations. And this makes me believe that Indonesia will be better in the hands of my generation. However, the worst part is there are many of younger generations are tend to be lazy and spend their time on things that are not useful. And this will distort the expectations that we have thought at the first. My name is Ruth Evinora Sinurat. I'm from Riau University. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know nowadays technology has been very developed. In this sophisticated era, everything has become easier. We can easily access information, shopping, learn new things, and even get entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, I can say that living in this sophisticated era is such a privilege. Why? Because in this modern era, everybody can be productive in their own way. Even in this pandemic era, we can still be productive from home, right? So, what is productive actually? Well, simply, productive is doing something and getting the results of it. For example, we can read books that can change our perspective on something, start a business, plan, and learn new things through the internet. Other than that, there are so many institutions and platforms which provide online courses to develop ourselves. As the younger generation, I think my generation should be able to do the activities that can lead themselves to grow even more instead of just wasting time in scrolling on social media all day long. Ladies and gentlemen, our first president, Sukarno, once said, "Give me 1,000 parents so they will pull some more mountain until the roots. But if you give me 10 teenagers so they will shake the world." The quote means that Sukarno saw an enormous potential in youth which is different from the old man. For this reason, the younger generation must be able to develop the potential that they have. And in order to develop ourselves, we can start by being productive. Ladies and gentlemen, however, the problem is, during this pandemic, people are starting to lose their productive spirit. Many of the younger generations are unable to build their own productivity. Well, I can tell you, during this pandemic, we actually have a lot of time to produce something while developing ourselves and finding our passion. Ladies and gentlemen, as the younger generation, I think my generation must improve self-quality. Because the younger generations are the ones who will run this country in the future. And in order to create a good generation, we can start by being productive. Although, as a young person, I know during this pandemic, it's hard to be productive. Therefore, I'm standing here delivering my speech to tell to my generation about how to be productive. Well, the first thing that we must find when we want to start productive is motivation. You know that motivation is very important? Well, let me tell you. Motivation is very important because without motivation, we cannot achieve anything. There are no goalposts to aim for and no purpose to strive towards. And we need the motivation to keep us chugging along towards them. Well, some people do this by putting up pictures of their role models or something that they fight for in their room, desk, or even in their phone wallpaper. The second important thing is we need to keep away things that might distract us. As the younger generation, I am easily distracted by my phone whenever I want to be productive. When I'm studying or reading books, I am easily distracted by my phone. and this will definitely prevent me from reaching my goals. To overcome this, we can keep away the things that might distract us. Therefore, we can be more focused in achieving our goals. The last thing is making time to develop our self-quality. In this modern era, there are certain skills are important to have and develop. For example, communication skills, leadership, critical thinking, technology savvy, and many others. Ladies and gentlemen, the future may be full of robots and artificial intelligence, but the successful governments and business will be led by high individuals who can understand and accommodate the demands of an increasingly connected, informed, and fast-moving world. Considering all the facts, if we succeed in creating good generations, our country will be led by qualified generations. In other words, our country will be led by people who can bring our nation to become better. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all about my speech. Thank you for your kind attention. Stay safe and goodbye.